station with the best music. Best music.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Master Christian Dog Show on the beatdropsradio.com. Today is October the 22nd, I believe, and we got a good show for you guys. The show today is about kids with their dogs, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Ebola dog. The Ebola dog is, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll be right back with the Master Christian Dog Show on the beatdropsradio.com, WBBE.
going up.
On Tuesday,
Come
on in.
she choosing.
We're going up.
And we're back with the Master Christian Dog Show. Today's special guest is someone that is very near and dear to me. It's my niece, Ayana. And Ayana is 6 years old. The thing about Ayana is Ayana has a life that I only wish I could have as a kid, because she's been able to do some spectacular things. She's had all kind of animals and stuff, and she has me. So I can guide her through at a young age, because the older we get, the worse it gets. Our habits get bad, and we have to reteach ourselves so many things that we don't get them right all the time. She gets to get them right for the first time and then carry on and teach others about what's going on. How you doing today, Ayana?
Good.
You talk, huh? I see you have on your dog's t-shirt. Are you a Georgia dog now? Where are you from?
I'm from California.
And you came all the way to Georgia to talk about animals?
No, I live here now.
You live here? Okay. So what kind of dog do you have, Miss Ayana?
It's a pit.
It's a pit? What's your pit's name?
Her name is Ebony.
And how old is Ebony?
I don't know.
You don't know. Does it matter?
No. But I know she's a puppy.
Okay. We know she's a puppy. And what other animals have you had, Ayana?
I had 2 bunnies. I had rats. And I had a snake.
You have some kitties?
Yeah, I had some cats.
Okay. See, the thing about it is, when I was a kid, Ayana, I wasn't able to have any animals. So I had to learn everything as an adult. You got a better chance. You get to learn young and do things. And I hear you want to do your own show one day. What do you want your show to be called?
I don't know yet.
You've been thinking about that?
Yes.
So you like dogs?
Yes.
What do you like about dogs?
I like the ways that they listen to us.
They listen to you pretty good? Is your dog trained? Who trained your dog?
Both of us.
Who? You and your mommy? Did I help?
Yes.
All right. And what is your dog trained to do?
She's trained to listen.
Is she? What does she listen to?
She listens to the rules that I'm saying.
And what's the rules?
The rules is when I say sit, she sits.
What else?
When I tell her to give me kisses.
She gives you kisses? All right. So you got to sit and kisses, huh? So Ayana one day wants to own a dog facility and have animals everywhere. Her and her brothers, they love animals and they deal with them every day. So this is the future, everybody. She's 6 years old and she already knows what she wants to do. She came in with her cowboy boots. She gets to go around and ride horses. She's been to all kind of museums and zoos and everything. And it's just helping her learn more about life and the things that are out here. And I just want to say you're the best, Ayana, because it's not a lot of kids that they're scared of spiders and bugs and everything. And one thing about Ayana will walk up to any animal in the world. And sometimes I have to grab her and tell her, hey, you can't just be walking up to that dog. You can't be walking up to that rhino. You can't be walking up to that elephant. Yeah, she walks up to everything. We went to the fair a couple weeks ago, and what'd you feed the goat? Why'd you feed the goat the cup? So at the fair, you have to spend $1 and they give you this stuff that you want to feed the animals. All of that petting animals at the petting part of the fair. And when Ayana got done with her cup, she walked back over. I told her it was time to go, and she walked back over to the goat and she gave the goat the paper cup. And what the goat do to the cup, Ayana? Yeah, the goat ate the cup because that's what goats do. Now, why'd you feed the goat the cup? You felt like he would eat it, didn't you? And he ate it. What else? What other kind of animals have you seen, Ayana? You've been to the aquarium too, haven't you? What'd you see at the aquarium?
I saw sharks. I saw stingrays. No, stingrays. And I saw those little things that looks like, I think they have little round shells and they stick together.
Little round shells and they stick together. I don't know what that animal is, Ayana, but I'm
We
sure.
found it at the beach.
Did you?
And it's at the aquarium. We don't know what it's called.
And unlike me, Ayana actually got to grow up on the beach also. So wildlife has been around her the whole way through. She's been to several aquariums and zoos all over the country, and it's just an awesome thing. You know, Bianca, how you doing today?
You're working.
You know, I love to pull you out of that.
Trying to work for you, bro.
All right, all right. I just wanted to acknowledge that super producer Bianca was over here because you've been so quiet today. But it's something a little extra we got to talk about. Remember we talked about the dog with Ebola?
Yes, I do recall that.
Its name was Bentley. I almost said
Bentley?
Yeah, I almost said Bugatti. You know, they got these expensive dog names. You know, but it was just a Bentley, not a $1.5 million dog name. It's just a probably $300,000 dog name. But Bentley seems to be negative of the Ebola virus.
Well, that's good.
Free and clear.
Now, who was the owner of that dog?
The owner is the nurse that they have in Maryland right now. So
That was the first nurse.
The first nurse.
Yeah.
That's the owner of Bentley, and they said she's doing very well. She's going to be doing pretty good. They're going to release her when she gets all the way better. But Bentley is negative for Ebola, and they're kind of getting it under control, so they say.
That's good.
What have you heard?
As far as the dog.
No, I mean about the people.
No, that's lies.
They got new cases.
Lies.
All lies.
They don't have that under control. They're still trying to monitor people and keep them in isolation. I never believed that. I mean, Ebola, where people are dying within a matter of 3 days, under control in a matter of a couple of weeks. No, I ain't buying that. I'm sorry.
Have we had any more issues in new people? We just got
that they talked about. No.
Okay.
But you still have people that are in isolation, observation, if you will. Some up in either Boston or New York have voluntarily gone into isolation as well.
Boston and New York. Why so in Boston and New York?
Because there were some folks there that possibly came in contact with those that came from the Ebola-stricken cities or countries.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so and these are voluntary things. Everybody's volunteering to be in quarantine.
At least there.
Okay, because I heard about the ship. Yeah, the ship they wouldn't let into Mexico.
Good. It seemed like other people have it together.
Oh, the United States, the only one that has it. Maybe we ought to use these children to run the country. Maybe that'll work better.
I'm just saying, folks just they don't pay attention.
Well,
you got things happening. You need to jump on.
Well, we're the ones that have to pay attention, the adults out here. So we'll be right back with the Master Christian Dog Show, and we'll talk more with Ayana, and we'll find out what Ayana really knows best after these messages.
Can I say welcome back? Uncle?
I can't hear you.
Can I say welcome back? Can I say welcome back?
Welcome back to the Master Christian Dog Show. And let me talk.
Just like you. We are a family-friendly, top 40 pop and R&B station located in the Atlanta metro
I'll
area.
point at you.
Now, if you don't live in the Atlanta area and have pre-recorded shows, we have time slots available for you too. Don't delay and email us today, the Beat Drops.
Welcome back to the Master Christian Dog Show.
And this is Master Christian. You can follow us on Facebook at Master Christian, Instagram at Master Christian 404, Twitter at MCDT404. The email is masterchristian404@gmail.com. The website is masterchristian.com. And we're sitting here with Ayana. We're going to talk to her in a minute, but the topic today is children with their dogs. And we want to talk a little bit about children with their dogs because dogs don't actually belong to children. And that's a very touchy situation because a lot of parents, they want to buy a dog for their child. No, you bought yourself a dog because you're the responsible party in the house. And everything that goes along with the dog, if the children do something with it, it's a plus. It's not a given. Even down to them cleaning up after the dog and everything, if they're not doing it correctly, it's not up to you to get angry with them. It's up to you to go do it yourself because you bought a dog. Any kind of animal. It's not the children's responsibility to be responsible about the animals. They need to be responsible about school and washing their hands and cleaning up their rooms and different things. Yeah, your hands. But we try to give them more responsibility than they're ready for. And then when we see that they can't handle the responsibility, then we go a little further and try to go harder and make them be responsible. And we not only do that to the children, we do that to the dogs also. Ergo, the dog knew he had to go to the bathroom. Not. Also, with the children and the dogs, we must follow behind them and make sure that they're caring for the dogs correctly. If we allow them to interact with the dogs on that level, that they're feeding the dogs what the dogs need to be fed and not corn chips and pretzels and tortillas and things like that. Yeah, grown people feed that stuff to their dogs, don't they?
Yeah.
So, you know, we got to curb that because dog food is formulated for a reason. And you want to get your dog on the best food available. Some foods are a little pricey and they do a lot of extra things that you might not necessarily need, but it's about stool, stool, stool. You want the dogs to eat the things that give them good hard stool. They get all their vitamins and nutritions, and you want them to be right. So their coat should be shiny. They should have a lot of nice things going on. Let me ask you a question, Ayana. Do you give your dog a bath?
Yes.
And when you give your dog a bath, is it a certain way you do it, or you just go and spray it down and put some soap on it and clean it up? How do you do it?
It's a certain way to do it. I just get, my mom just put some soap on her hand and scrubs it on the dog.
Okay.
And then washes it off.
The reason I asked Ayana about dog baths is because baths are very important, and timeliness of baths is very important too. Dogs don't need baths all the time. It's not like us. We have to bathe every day or we smell pretty bad. But the dogs, they don't need everyday baths. They don't need once a week baths unless they're dirty. Because what you're doing, you're drying their skin out. And we dry our skin out every day, but we have a thing called lotion that we use. And we use oils and different kind of things. And these things would clog the dog's pores. So you wouldn't want to necessarily put oil onto the dog and different things because you would clog them up and then you would stop the hair growth. Their hair grows a little bit different than ours. Where we have one strand of hair that comes out of the follicle, they have multiple strands. So they might have 5, 10 strands of hair coming out of one little hole in them. And you wouldn't want to put anything to stop that because then it would create a sore or a wound and the dog would start licking it, ergo a hot spot. Now, along with bathing comes grooming. It's something that you need to do even if you're not bathing. You need to have a nice good brush. You might want a little rake So you can pull that hair out. You can get all that extra hair because dogs are growing so much hair. In grooming them correctly, just brushing them down once a day, maybe 3 times a week, you're going to eliminate the process of their hair matting. You're going to eliminate a lot of bugs that's been hiding in that hair. And they're going to be clean and fresh. You're going to take a lot of the dead skin off of their body that's hiding up under there. But people have big problems with shedding. And one way to stop the shedding is to give baths on a regular basis, maybe twice a month, and use a low shed shampoo. They have low shed shampoo and low shed conditioner, and you use them to take some of the hair off of the dog. So the dogs that shed aren't shedding so much. But a good vacuum would help in the house also, because dog hair is everywhere. You get dog hair on you, Ayana?
Sometimes when my dog has a lot of hair, it gets all over me.
Now, your dog is a short-haired dog, correct?
Yes.
And short-haired dogs shed just as much as long-haired dogs, don't they?
Yes.
You just don't see it until it builds up. Once it builds up, then you have a hair problem. But we discussed this in another show. Your hair is going into your cold air return, all the little dog hairs and stuff, and it's filling up your furnace. It's on your filter. It's going all through your house. So bathing the dog, having a good vacuum, sweeping a little bit more, just cleaning up around there, it helps a lot. Now, if you need a groomer, there's a lot of good groomers in the metro Atlanta area. It's a lot of good groomers all over the place. But you have to go and ask some good questions to the groomer, because you don't want someone that's going to be frustrated with your dog. And you need to tell the groomer what's going on. A lot of times, we get dogs that come in for training. I see dogs that come in for grooming or baths or anything. And we ask the owner, well, what's going on with the dog? Tell me a little bit about the dog. And the owner tells us zilch. They tell us, oh, it's a good dog. They don't have any problems. And we get back here and the dog bites everybody in the back. We don't want the dog biting everybody, and we want to be proactive about how that goes on. So you as pet owners, tell us what the problems are. If your dog don't like his feet touched, tell us. If your dog needs to be muzzled, tell us. If your dog has some irritated hindquarters and they may have a anal secretion or something, we need to know this so we're not covered in anal juice, because that's not good. It's not good at all. And nervous, frustrated, stressed out dog, they'll burst that anal gland in a heartbeat, and it's like a skunk got loose in the room. Also, you want to get all the shampoo and conditioner out when you bathe the dog, and along with telling the groomer these things about the dog, sometimes dogs need to be sedated. You know what sedated means, Ayana? Well, I'm going to tell you. Sometimes they have to give dogs stuff that makes them sleepy, so they can give them a bath or cut their nails or groom them up. Some dogs, you just can't deal with them while they're awake, because they'll bite the groomer, they'll bite the vet. Dogs like to bite, don't they?
Yes.
Even when they're playing, they like to bite. Have you ever been bitten by a dog, Ayana?
Yes.
And what happened?
I almost got bitten by one, but I felt her tooth go in my skin.
And then what did you do?
And then my mom put her away.
It was your dog?
Yes.
And that brings us to kids with dogs. We got to watch the kids with the dogs. We'll be right back with the Master Christian Dog Show on the BeatDropsRadio.com, WBBE. Whoa, whoa. Welcome back. Go ahead.
Welcome back to the Master Christian Dog Show.
And we're here with Master Christian and Ayana. Now, Ayana has talked about before we went on break was that her dog tried to snap at her a little bit. Did he? Did she?
Yes.
And her mother came and got the dog and stopped what's going on. So the biggest thing about being responsible with your children and animals is that you know the difference between your children and your animals. Sometimes you won't be able to tell the difference. Nah, just playing. Anyway, dogs have to be monitored. You just can't leave them. Ergo, all of the cases of the pit bull attacking the babies and the babies getting mauled and killed and all of these things that go on, we are the responsible people and we have to take care of the children and the dogs. How did you feel when the dog tried to snap at you, Ayana? Were you upset?
Yes.
You didn't like that at all, did you?
No.
Yeah, so it took an adult to come and take care of that problem, didn't it?
Yes.
Now, do you have that problem anymore?
No.
She knows not to do it?
Yes.
That's a good dog right there.
Because she's trained already.
She's trained?
Yes.
All right. And all of the opinions that are here on the Master Christian Dog Show are brought to you by Master Christian Dog Training. We can help you no matter what the problem is. We have small people that come in that get help also. It's named Ayana, and Ayana's pretty good. Ayana's actually very good with her leash and everything that's going on. Ayana is better than a lot of adults because she was shown the right way the first way. As adults, we got a couple hang-ups and we have a lot of bad habits and we try to improvise and do it the right way, but sometimes we get caught up in our own head. Children don't get caught up like that. They're learning the first time and it's a little bit better than the things that we learn. Like I said, I've been dealing with animals my whole life long and I learned a lot of things as a kid and everything, but these children that are around me, this is their life. So they get it like they get the internet right now. I wasn't born into the internet. They're born into these things, this technology, being around me. They're born into the proper care of a dog, the proper things to do with dogs and animals. They're able to set up saltwater tanks with me. They get to go to the aquarium and the zoos with me and with their mom. And they get to have just an all-around great time because that's what we do. We had a caller calling in a minute ago. We still got a caller? How you doing? You're on with Master Christian and Ayana. How can we help you?
Hi.
Hi.
Joe, is that you?
I have a question for Ayana.
Okay, what's your question for Ayana?
Ayana, what's your favorite kind of dog?
I don't know. They're all my favorite.
She said she likes every kind of dog. If you had to pick, Ayana, which kind of dog would you pick?
I think I'll pick dog like American Pit Bull.
American Pit Bull. Well, along with that question, thanks, caller. We'll look at the top dogs for the family. We have the top 10 dogs for families, and the first dog on the list is the Bulldog. That's number 10. Number 9 is the Beagle. Number 8 is the Bull Terrier. Number 7, Collie. Number 6, Newfoundland. Number 5, the Vizsla. Number 4, the Irish Setter. Number 3, the Poodle. Number 2, the Labrador Retriever. And the number 1 dog is kind of strange because the Labrador Retriever is the number 2 dog. The number 1 dog, the number 1 dog is the Golden Retriever. And the Labrador Retriever and the Golden Retriever are kind of like the same dog. This one has golden, fluffy hair. So they got 1 and 2 as the same dog. Now, Ayana says she picks the Poodle. Why the Poodle, Ayana? Sit back a little bit. Why the Poodle?
Because the poodles are cute, and sometimes some of them are soft.
Oh, they're soft. Yeah. And one thing that's been going on lately, they've been breeding the Poodle with everything. Someone asked me today about the King Charles Spaniel. They're breeding those with poodles also. It's called it's the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. It's called a Cavapoo. Now you got teddy bears, which are Bichon Frise and poodle. You got Yorkipoos, Jackapoos. You got all these kind of poos because the poodle, they're trying to make dogs a little more hypoallergenic and everything. They're trying to give them a certain feel on their fur. And the poodle is the dog that has the curly hair and everything that you got to get groomed because you don't want it to mat up. And I've seen a lot of matted poodles in my day. But they're mixing poodles with everything and coming up with these designer breeds. So people have something that doesn't shed a lot, but along with that not shedding, that incurs that groomer cost, because if you do not cut these dogs' hair, it's going to be bad. It's going to be all matted. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be bugs and candy and all kind of gooky stuff hidden in there. Yeah, whatever kind of dirt they decide to roll in, which these designer dogs, they may not get to roll in a lot of dirt. But if we're not attentive and we let them out in the yard, they're going to roll in dirt just like the rest of the dogs. Your dog roll in the dirt sometimes, Ayana?
Sometimes.
Why would she want to do that?
Because she's a dog. That's what dogs do.
And is your dog, do you keep your dog on leash?
Yes.
Why?
Because she might run off, and if she runs off, it's the cars. If you put her off leash and she runs across and she tries to run across the street, one of the cars might hit her.
So you don't want her to get hit by a car?
No.
That's good, because your granddaddy, his dogs got hit by cars all the time, and it was very disturbing because I was around your age, and it was very disturbing. It's not safe to let your dogs run free all the time. Now, sometimes you could take a chance, which it is a chance, and you can have the dog out if it's very obedient and it's paying attention to you, and you can let the dog be a little free. But you normally want to do it in a safe place, inside the yard, inside the front of the backyard. If you got a big grassy area where you can call them back. And it's other things. You can get some longer leads. You can get flexi leads. So when you're in those grassy areas, I told you guys there was a reason for flexi leads. The reason for flexi leads are to give the dog some space away from you and enjoy themselves. But flexi leads are not made for security dogs. They're too much. And at 15 to 20 feet away from you, if they perceive a threat and they go for it, you will not be able to stop them with that thin leash on them. So you want to be careful with the distance and the equipment that you use. But it's sometimes okay to let your dogs be free. A lot of people just let their dogs be free all the time, and that works for them. But they are taking a chance. They are taking a chance that something harmful can happen to the dog. I had a guy that I knew that had 2 Yorkies, and one day he came in and he only had 1 Yorkie. What you think happened to the other Yorkie, Ayana?
I think he let it free.
He let it free in the backyard and wasn't paying a great amount of attention, and a hawk came down and took the dog. The dog became dinner. Hawk's dinner. Never seen that before.
Was it small?
It was a Yorkie, so it was kind of small, but we still have to keep up with them. We have to make sure that we keep everybody safe. Just like I keep you safe and don't let you do things that's going to harm you. You got to make sure that the dog doesn't do things that's going to harm the dog. Because it's our responsibility. It's the adult's responsibility. But if you're out with the dog, sometimes you got to be a little responsible too. I know that's a big thing to ask for from a 6-year-old, but I'm sure you can handle it. You seem pretty cool when you're working the dog and everything. You seem pretty smart too. You go to school today?
Yes.
Did you learn something in school?
Yes.
What did you learn in school today?
I learned stop bullying and stand up.
Stop bullying and stand up. Okay. So were you bullying or was somebody else bullying?
There was nobody bullying.
Okay, so they taught you guys it's not acceptable to be a bully?
Yes.
That goes along with the dogs also, because you can't bully the dog just like you can't bully another kid. You have to have a good relationship with your dog. And You gotta love it up and have fun with it. Do you have fun with your dog, Ayana?
Yes,
What kind of fun do you have?
a lot of fun.
Where do you take your dog?
Like on a lot of trips and stuff.
She ride in the car?
Yes.
Does she bounce around the car and get in on everybody and do everything?
No,
Why not?
because my mom tells her to lay down.
And she just lays down because your mom tells her, huh?
Yes.
That sounds like a Master Christian dog training dog. Did Master Christian dog training help y'all train that dog?
Yes.
All right, that's awesome. I'm going to give her a high five right here in the studio because she's awesome. And we're just going to keep on moving because we found out about the Ebola dog, and the Ebola dog is safe. Ayana's dog seemed to be safe. And that's our job as adults, to make sure all the dogs are safe, that people have information about grooming and everything. And, you know, that's a good job for the people. Keep your dog safe. Now, I had a quote around here. I'm just searching for it because we're running out of time.
Can I
And
say something?
you can say whatever you want to say, Ayana. Go ahead.
If there's not a gate in your backyard, don't let the dog off leash.
Really, why not?
Because it might run out of the backyard.
And if it runs out of the backyard, what could happen to it?
It might go to the neighbor's house.
Okay, and it doesn't belong at the neighbor's house, does it?
And if it does, if the neighbor's scared of the dog, it might kill it.
Oh, really? Now, that's funny you say that. Where'd you get that one from?
I just thought of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a customer that actually happened to. He used to let his dog out in the front, and one of his neighbors would walk their dog, and his dog would bark at the neighbor's dog. And he didn't like that. But the dog would stay in the man's yard, but there was no fence. So one morning, the neighbor got up to walk his dog, and he took his gun with him. And when he got to the other dog, that's what he did. He killed the other dog. It's sad. But when the police got there and everything, they gave the man that owned the dog the ticket, because it's a law in Georgia that says you must keep your dog on a leash. And when your dog's not on a leash and they do something, you get in trouble. Now, not you per se, Ayana, because you're only 6. There's no trouble for you. But your mommy will get in trouble. And I believe your mommy did get in trouble for your pit bull hurricane. He bit somebody and she got in trouble and had to quarantine him, didn't she? Yeah. And he didn't bite him bad, did he? But he did bite somebody, and he was only protecting the house when he did it. But still, it doesn't matter what the dog is doing. It's up to the adults, it's up to everybody to make sure not only the dogs are under control, to make sure Ayana and the children are under control too, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes you get a little out of control, don't you?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because when somebody's a stranger, I might get scared and go in my room. When my mom said, "Come and meet this guy or girl," I just stay in the room.
Okay.
I'm scared.
You're scared of people?
Yes.
Oh, people are very scary too. People scare me more than animals do, because I never know what a person's going to do. I can kind of predict what the animal's going to do. They're going to be an animal. But a person will jump out a different bag every day. Sometimes they'll be nice. Sometimes they'll be mean. Sometimes they'll be wacky and off the wall, won't they?
Yeah.
So what we do here is not only dog training, it's people training, and it's help for everybody, because everybody needs a little help. Sometimes I need a little help. Do I ask you for help when I need help?
Yes.
What do I ask you to do?
You ask me if you need something. You ask, and you have the dog. You ask me to hold the dog.
Okay, and when you hold the dog, is it a certain way you hold the dog?
Yes.
You hold the leash right?
Yes.
What's the right way to hold the leash?
Thumb through the loop, get some slack, and grab the buckle.
She's got videos, everybody. This young lady has a few videos out there in cyber world that shows exactly how you're supposed to hold a leash. She is a master on leash control at this point, and soon she'll be working some dogs. You like working the dogs?
Yes.
What's so fun about working the dog?
I get to play with it.
And that's what she likes to do. Every dog that comes in for training, she wants to play with the dog. But training's not all about play, even though there needs to be play in training, because it can't all be work. There needs to be fun going on. So when the fun part comes along, I go get Ayana and Elijah, and they love the dog up. They roll on the floor with the dog. They have a party with the dog. And then while they're doing that, they're smart enough to give the dog some rules too. So all of a sudden, while they're playing with the dog, one of them might say sit. One of them might say down. And the dog does it immediately. They get it done quickly and quietly, and we move it on to the next stage where they get to go outside and work the dog and work the leash, because when the dog goes home from training, sometimes there's going to be kids. And I teach the whole family how to work the dog, so the children have to learn also. So ahead of time, because I have these wonderful children that know how to work the dog, they get to work the dog and break the dog in a little bit for the kids. So the kids, the dog already knows what the kids are going to do. We got a call coming in right now at the end of the hour. Let's see if we can take this one. Nope, no call. Okay, so the kids get to work the dogs know how the kids feel, and the dogs are better for it, because everything you do with your dog is a learning experience, and everything you do with your kids is a learning experience. You want to teach everybody all they can learn, and you want to learn some things yourself every day. That's why I'm here. If you don't know how to do it with your dog, I can help you, because this is what we do all day, every day. We do dogs, don't we, Ayana?
Yes.
What else do we do?
We train them.
We train them, we love them,
And we play with them.
and let's tell the people that this has been the Master Christian Dog Show,
This has been the Master Christian Dog Show.
and we'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next week.
Good job. This has been Christian, Bianca, and Ayana on the Master Christian Dog Show, and we're out.